What's up, guys? Good afternoon. We roll on with more day 3 running backs. Once again, I want to remind everybody that tonight will be the Hawks Nest stream, the B&B show. It's going to be over on his channel. Head on over there, 7 o'clock tonight. All right, we're going to start our look at running backs in this video with Mohammed Ibrahim of the Minnesota Golden Gophers, 24 years old, a little bit on the older side. Short, but not necessarily light. He's 5'8", 203 pounds, kind of interesting. Short arms, for whatever that's worth, and kind of small hands, so a little bit of an odd body shape, I guess you could say. Most of the big boards have him past pick 200, so like 6th or 7th round. The mock draft database has him in the late 5th, early 6th round range. If I had to guess, this guy's going to be like a 6th round pick, though. I think that the database is a little bit behind on where his rep is right now. Now, I will say this. He had a very productive 2022. He gave you over 25 carries a game for almost 1,700 yards and 20 touchdowns. The guy was very productive. The problem is, in 2021, he only played in 1 game. And the year before that, he was really good, but he also only played in 7 games. So right away, you can start to kind of see the issue with Ibrahim. But let's dive into the positives first. He's somebody who, he's not huge or anything, but he knows how to fall forward for the extra yards. He's pretty reliable in short yardage situations. He's got great running back vision. He's got great anticipation when he's got the ball in his hands. He's got that low center of gravity, so he's somebody who's going to win the leverage battle as a running back a lot, which is great. Like I said, reliable in short yardage situations. And he has experience running in zone-based schemes and gap-based schemes, which is kind of important for the Seahawks because you know they like to do both. However, the main issue I think with Ibrahim has to be the fact that he suffered a major injury in 2021, missed the whole season outside of, I think it was 3 quarters, and that has kind of removed his well, not removed, but lowered his ceiling as a prospect because it's robbed him of a lot of his agility. Age is a factor as well. It's not like this guy has a lot of room to be getting a lot better. He wasn't really that explosive even before the injury. He didn't have good top-end speed. And he has 15 catches over the last 3 years. I know one of those years he missed the whole season, but the guy has shown very little on passing downs. Regardless, he averages well under a catch a game. So I like some of the stuff here, but there isn't much else to talk about other than just the fact that, oh, he'll be good in short yardage. He's a pretty decent power back. But the injury concerns really make me uninterested until we get to about the 7th round here. So I'm going to say if he's there in the 7th, okay. Otherwise, we can do better. Okay. Moving along, we have Hunter Lupke of the North Dakota State, I believe they are the Bisons. This guy's interesting because he's one of the only true fullbacks in this draft class. 23 years old, the guy is a monster. The guy is about as big as some linebackers. 6'1", 230 pounds, 31.5-inch arms, 9 and 5/8-inch hands. Couple of the big boards don't have him represented. He's not on ESPN's big board. The big boards that have him pretty much all have him going in the 6th or the 7th. I think he's probably going to go in about that range. If I had to guess, I would say the 6th round. He's been pretty productive the last 2 years for North Dakota State. Last year, he had almost 100 carries for over 600 yards in 10 games. So even though he's a fullback, he's giving you a pretty good amount of action with the ball in his hands. And he's done some things as a receiver, too. Again, remember, I want to stress this. This guy has been playing fullback. He's very good at running up the gut. He's very good at running with power, which, hey, that's what I'm prioritizing, right? He's done some stuff at tight end as well, by the way. If you want to try to get a 4th tight end on the roster, this is how you do it. You don't do it by getting another tight end. You do it by getting a running back / fullback / tight end. He's an excellent blocker as well. He's going to win a lot of those battles as a lead blocker and as a blocker in general. He fights hard for every yard. He's going to squeeze every last yard he can out of pretty much every carry he gets. Really good receiver, like I said. He lines up as a tight end and makes plays. He catches balls out of the backfield. And he's going to give you a lot on special teams. Kind of like Nick Bellore does for us. So, Hunter Lupke, a lot of appealing things here. Now, he doesn't have very good running back vision on the zone runs. So you're definitely going to want to keep things very simple for him, I think. He's not going to have the lateral agility to make a lot of people miss. I know you wouldn't expect that, but regardless, it's not there. And I don't know if he'll be able to be an effective tailback, an effective halfback. He's been a fullback for the most part when he's had success at the college level. If you put him in a single back formation, I don't know how it's going to translate. If I had to guess, I'd say he'll be better as a pure fullback. But you're going to kind of have to get him to find out. So I find him really interesting as a short yardage back. I find him very interesting as a versatile piece who can line up in multiple different spots. Overall, I would say, look, if you can get this guy in the 6th round, go for it. I'm all over it in the 6th round. He might even be there in the 7th, and I'd definitely be all over it there too. So Hunter Luepke, interesting, unique player. The biggest running back by far that we've looked at in this series. And I would say, look, if he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out. But at the very least, you're going to get great value on special teams. All right, next up we have Keaton Mitchell, East Carolina. Youngster, 21 years old. This is one of the smaller backs. 5'8", less than 180 pounds, less than 31-inch arms. Ran a real nice 40, 4.37, very fast. Incredible acceleration. I mean, look at this 10-yard split. Incredible. Nice vertical, nice broad jump. One of the big boards really likes him. PFF thinks he could be a 4th rounder. I think more likely is he goes somewhere around the 5th or 6th round, if I had to guess. Some of these big boards have him going undrafted. So it's a little all over the place. He was really productive the last 2 years for East Carolina. Last year had over 200 attempts for over 1,400 yards, 14 touchdowns, and over the last 2 years he's given you about 50 catches in 24 games, so averaging just over 2 catches a game. So productive as a receiver, relatively speaking, and yeah, he's been one of the most productive running backs in college football the last 2 years. Got good upside as a receiver, has the potential to be a very good receiver out of the backfield. His acceleration and burst is one of the best in this class. Like, this 10-yard split was really, really good compared to every other running back in this class. He's got elite top-end speed. He's also got some moves. He's not just a straight-line runner. He's going to make defenders miss if he gets them in space sometimes. He's got the moves like a bowl of jello. He's an intelligent runner as well. Knows how to use his vision, knows how to use patience to set up his runs. So there is a lot of appealing stuff with Keaton Mitchell. He was also, I mean, the yards that he got in college speak for themselves. Now, he is small. He is an undersized running back, and everything that comes with that is still present. He will struggle in short yardage. He's not going to fall forward a lot. He's not going to squeeze out those extra 2 or 3 yards on those tough carries. Linebackers are going to swallow him up sometimes. And sometimes he does try to do too much. He tries to turn every run into a home run. Doesn't have a great understanding of when to just go forward, get the 2 or 3 yards, and live to fight another down. Even though I think he has upside as a receiver, he does drop a lot of passes. His hands are not very good. That's something that can get better, but as of right now, he doesn't have great hands. And his pass protection skills are suspect because of his size. The spirit is willing, the flesh is weak. So there's a lot to like about Keaton Mitchell. He's got speed to burn. He's got moves in open space. There's an appealing skill set here for sure. He definitely belongs in the NFL. I would prefer to take him if I knew our actual running back need had been addressed by somebody else. Like if you get Roschon Johnson in the 4th and Keaton Mitchell in, say, the 6th, I feel really good about that. But if you take him and he's like, okay, this is going to be our 3rd running back in our Hydra, then that's not so great. So I take him in the 6th. One more running back for this video, it's Evan Hull, and a lot of Seahawks fans have been circling the wagons on this guy with reason. Northwestern product, 22 years old, 5'10", just under 210 pounds, just 30 and 5/8 inch arms, 9 1/4 inch hands. Combine was pretty dang good for a guy in this area of the draft. Sub 4.5 40, 1.53 10-yard split is okay. His jumps were pretty good, 37-inch vert, 10'3" broad. 6.93 cone, 4.38 20-yard shuttles, all right. 21 bench press reps, decent. This guy might be a guy who rises up a little bit at the end of the draft process. Like PFF and ESPN have him undrafted. CBS and the Draft Network had him going around the 6th, as does the database. Sports Illustrated has him going in the 5th. I think it's possible that ends up happening. He impressed some people at the Combine. He definitely turned heads. He's over the last 2 years, he's given you almost 2,000 rushing yards, very productive over 24 games, 12 touchdowns, and he's given you a ton through the air as well, almost 90 career receptions over. I'm sorry, not career receptions over the last 2 years. So he's giving you a lot of production through the air as well. This guy's got good power. I know he's not huge, but he runs with a good deal of power. He's got good vision when he's running off tackle, or excuse me, between the tackles. Great receiver out of the backfield, like I said. And he's going to give you good stuff on special teams as well. He's going to be one of those gunner types who runs down the field and gets tackles a lot. Good contact balance. You hit him, he's going to stay up a lot. I don't know how that's going to translate to the NFL, but at the college level, he looked pretty good. He was able to take hits and keep going. And like I said, his combine, really good. Now, his speed, he didn't do a lot with top end speed in college. He showed pretty good top end speed at the combine. That's going to have to show it can translate to the football field though. And he's a straight line runner. He's not going to make a ton of people miss with his open field jukes and moves, and he's not going to do a lot of successful dancing. I do think that he could stand to fight a little bit harder for the tough yards. Sometimes I don't think he gets everything that there is to get there. And as a blocker, he does have some work to do. But if you look at Evan Hull and you see there could be a little bit of Travis Homer here, you're not wrong. There is a little bit of Travis Homer here. He does need to improve as a blocker to really be that, because Travis Homer was a great blocker. But there is a little bit of Travis Homer upside here. And if you want to pick him up to fill that Travis Homer-sized hole in the Seahawks running back room, that makes sense. Just understand it probably won't be there immediately. Honestly, I would take him in the fifth and feel okay about it. So if you can get him later, great. But I would spend the fifth round pick on him if that's what it takes. All right. More running backs coming later today. See you guys later. Go Hawks.